Hey everyone, and welcome to Ghosted XP. I'm Danny, and we're building a haunted house today. So, I wanted to make almost like a Victorian style house. Not exactly, but something along those lines. So, here I was just trying to map out what I wanted for that style. And I used a lot of the stuff from vampires and a lot of stuff from werewolves. These doors that you see right now, they don't stay. I end up changing them to the vampire's door later, but you'll see that. And there's the vampire's fence, and right now I have the werewolf's door. But I really didn't know what exactly I was going for at this moment. But I decided that the vampire's door would be better. So next we're working on this roofing section. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the roof, but I wanted it to look like a spooky roof that you would see like in your typical haunted house, like in your imagination. So next I am figuring out if I want to put like an awning or another roof over this, and I went with this roof here and blended it into the other roof and used the mossy roof from werewolves. And then I decided that it looked a little too flat, so I wanted to add some more dimension to the build. So that's why I added these like dormers and little fixtures that you'll see here in a minute. I just really wanted to build something for Halloween this year. I haven't really built anything specifically for any holiday. And Halloween is my favorite holiday. Autumn is my favorite season. So I had to just do it. So here is the other fixtures that I was talking about, and then I thought maybe I could make a roof here or something and make it look really cool, but I didn't really have the type of roof that I wanted. Like, they have like curved porches, but they don't really have like roofs that you can like customize in The Sims 4. So I ended up scrapping the roofs and just went with this big old porch that I'm putting in. I'm using the windows from Strangerville here to add some windows, and I think I end up changing them soon. I'm not sure. But what I have right now is pretty much what we go with for the front of the house. I used these gray bricks for most of the house, and I ended up changing that as well later on. But I was still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted, where I wanted it, and how I wanted to stylize this build. I'm going for a rundown, abandoned old haunted house. I'm adding another one of those windows to the back here to give the back some more dimension. I stick this window on it just as a placeholder because I'm not going to use that window, but I wanted to add something there just to kind of like give myself an idea of what I was going for. But like I said, I do end up changing it. Then I added these, I don't know what they're called, like roof liner things around the house, just to give it that like old-fashioned type of feel. And then I used these things from, I think it's Snowy Escape, to make the windows look like they've been boarded off, because I thought that would be, pretty good for a spooky house. Then I go around and I try to figure out if I wanted to add any like features in front of the windows on the front of the house or not. But I decided not to. And I ended up just using the little slatted like blind thingies. But I did use these high school years ladder things. They use them to climb down and escape from their window to sneak out or whatever. I just wanted it to look like the house had a lot of overgrowth, a lot of vines, and just dead plants like everywhere. So I also add some stuff from I believe it's Cottage Living, the plants. And is it called Cottage Living? I'm pretty sure it's called Cottage Living. I'm not entirely sure. But these are the things from Cottage Living, these like plants. And then I added a bunch of the Vampire's vines and some more of the Cottage Living ones as well. And a couple more of those trellises from high school years. Sorry. So here I'm just adding a bunch of vines, a bunch of dead stuff, and a couple of windows, which I think I end up changing some of those windows. The structure of the house ends up changing a little bit because I actually forgot to account for a bathroom in this house. Like the most important thing. And the inside of the house is kind of weird, like how it is laid out. But I just wanted it to have like details that you would find in like an old Victorian type of house. And I think I got some of those details in there. I didn't do a whole lot of clutter in the house or a whole lot of decorating in the house because there was already so much going on the outside. So there's actually one room that I don't do at all. And you'll see here in a minute that the very top rooms, the two top rooms, actually don't have any access to them. And I didn't really make them to be usable rooms. I really just wanted to like use them for structure of the building. But if anybody wants to download this house, they definitely can, and then they can edit the layout as they see fit. They can change whatever they want to. Even like renovate it and make it not abandoned and not creepy. But this is just what I wanted to do. This was my vision. But here I'm struggling with where to put the stairs because of how this layout is. And I just couldn't figure out where I wanted them. But I figured out where I want them right about now. Here's the stairs that I went with, and then I add a wall here and there so that I can add like a little feature. So I'm putting in some columns because like older houses, they typically have those kinds of structural details, and I wanted to add them as well to, you know, give it that old-fashioned vibe, that look and feel that you don't really see in houses anymore. So right here I'm adding that feature that I was talking about. Here in a minute we'll go more in depth with it and we'll add some stuff. Like here I go. I decide to add some countertops there. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to add cabinets as well, but I decided against the cabinets. and decided to go with just the countertops. So I was still thinking about what I wanted to do, so I moved on to separating this upstairs area, and then I decided, why not add another staircase? Like, it adds to that structural thing that I wanted that older houses have. Like, some of them have like double staircases and just all kinds of cool stuff in them that lead to different areas of the house. And the areas of the house are kind of separated, like almost in wings. So here I was using the vampire's fireplace, and then I decided I wanted to make it look like there was a chimney attached made of stone, so that's why I put that wall there. I really like that wall texture. It comes in the bowling, I believe, set. And then I struggled to find furniture for this room. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I really wanted to have a fireplace somewhere in the house, and this was the best place that I could put one. So here I was trying to make kind of a living room situation, but I decided to scrap that idea and make it more of a formal dining room. And I don't remember where I think those are like island living tables with the werewolf chairs. And it could actually be horse ranch tables. I'm not entirely sure. But I really liked the texture. I like how it looked old and kind of worn down a little bit. And that's just the vibe I was going for. So that's why I used those tables. And here I decided to put an old TV with one of those like chests that you use as a coffee table in the game. And I put that old TV on top to, you know, kind of symbolize that it's an older house and it's a little bit run down and that it definitely needs an update. So here is where I figured out that I forgot to account for the bathroom. So I put it in over here and expanded it to meet the other wall of the house. Added that door from Life and Death because it's also got that rundown vibe that I was going for. And I really wanted to use that tub, but I wanted to make sure that there was also a shower down here. And I really like this bathroom because it's a big bathroom and it just makes sense for an older house. Older houses typically have those bigger bathrooms. These days houses have like smaller bathrooms, but back in the day they knew what they were doing. They made the bathrooms pretty big. So I kind of hate the combination of the floor and that tile now that I'm looking at it, so I might actually end up changing it later on before I upload it to the gallery, because the floor and the walls don't really go together. I mean, they're not bad, but they're just not what I have in mind. Like, there's just a little bit too much red going on. So, just kind of decorating a little bit in the bathroom, giving it some love, and made sure to add a toilet paper roll, which I forgot to add in the upstairs bathroom that I end up adding later on. And just a few clutter items, but not too many, because this lot already has like so much going on. It might take a lot to load on someone's computer, and I don't want to cause somebody's computer to crash. But I could have decorated until my heart was content, but I didn't want to overload what I was doing. But here I add those werewolf photographs, the portraits with the scratches on them. I think those are vampires in the photo, but I'm not entirely sure if that's true. I could be wrong. I actually just got the werewolves pack. I haven't had it this whole time that I've been playing The Sims. It's one of the only packs that I didn't have, but I decided to get it specifically to do this build because there's a lot of like textures and things that I like for a spooky rundown type of house. So I decided to go ahead and get it just for this. And who knows, maybe I'll end up playing with it. I've never played with werewolves before, and maybe I will in my Legacy Challenge, which if you've been watching, I've got some changes coming to that soon as well. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this house. So here's the kitchen. Like I said, I didn't add a lot of decorations to the kitchen. I make sure to add a bin, and I forgot to add a sink, actually. Like, I was like such in a rush that I wasn't thinking, and I didn't add the sink into the house, but that's okay, I guess. But I did add some like holes in the walls and stuff, and that's where now is the time where I actually go through and start adding those things and a little more details to the place, just to give it a little bit of a homey vibe, like it was lived in and then was abandoned and is condemned, and what you're seeing now is the leftover furniture and stuff like that. So the moon phases picture is one of my favorites. I feel like it goes with this house pretty well. And then I added some of those tarot card designs, and here was when I decided to work on the feature that I put in, and I wanted to use the sacred candles somewhere, but I didn't know where I wanted to use them, and I wanted to use these mirrors as well. Had to put a pumpkin in because I love adding pumpkins to my build, and it's Halloween, so why wouldn't I add a pumpkin? But here I add those candles from Life and Death that go on the wall, a couple flowers, you know, just things to make it look a little better. And then I was adjusting that table, as you can see, to make the centerpiece fit because I found the perfect centerpiece. Here I couldn't decide where I wanted to put the rug, but I ended up putting a bigger rug in the middle and those runners on the sides in front of the stairs because I thought it would be nice. Here is where I started running into a little bit of a problem, figuring out what I wanted to do with each of the rooms. But then I decided that I was going to turn this into just kind of like a hallway area to get up to the top floor, because I wanted the third floor at least to be something that, you know, rooms or something. And I add those spandrels and columns again to give it those details that I really like. And then I was deciding what kind of wallpapers I wanted to use, because there's a lot of really good choices in this game for like spooky builds, but I just couldn't like decide what I wanted to use. But I ended up using this actually Cozy Bistro wallpaper, and I used that in this room as well. I was debating on turning that other room on the other side opposite the staircase into a bathroom for this master bedroom that I'm making right now, but I decided against it and decided to make it another room. And I had to go with the purple bat wallpaper. It's probably my favorite wallpaper in the game, but I never have like a place to use it. So this was my place and time to use it. And then here I add a little addition so that the master bedroom has an ensuite, because I don't know about you, but if my master bedroom doesn't have an ensuite, I'm not too happy about it. So you gotta have an ensuite. And I did the same flooring and wall texture that I did in the other bathroom, which, like I said, I don't like that combination together, so I might change it before I upload this to the gallery. But by the time you're seeing this, it'll probably be uploaded to the gallery already, and it'll probably have those changes already. But here I'm just adding some details. I added a chimney to the middle, and then these little roof things. I don't know what those are called. I forget what they're called, but I just wanted to add some more detail to the roof and make sure that it looked the part of an old house, an old rundown house. So here I'm just adjusting the vines and the foliage and stuff. As you can see, I had some pumpkins and things set down over there that I thought maybe I might use them, so I kind of put them there as like a reminder that I might want to use them, but I ended up not using them at all. I didn't want to add too much color to it because I just wanted it to look as creepy as possible and uninviting as possible, so that's why I didn't add like the pumpkins and stuff. But the curtains from Werewolves came in clutch for this because they're like perfect for like a rundown old house, and I really loved making this house and using the Werewolves pack for making the house. And obviously I didn't use just the Werewolf pack, but you know, I was enjoying what I had from it. So here's this other bedroom now. I did use that werewolf's lamp, which totally doesn't go with the vibe of the room because it looks a lot fancier, but I did want to add more to it that said that the room was run down and old, so that's why I used that lamp. But most of the rooms have only candles in them, like this bathroom, only candles. And I think downstairs there's only candles as well. I did have a chandelier in the formal dining room, but I decided against it because it just didn't go with what I wanted. So that room opposite the stairs I actually didn't decorate because I wasn't sure what to do with it. But it's there if somebody wants to use it for something. It's there for someone. Maybe, you know, if I get an idea for it, I will change it before I upload it to the gallery, but I kind of doubt it. I'm not really sure. Like at one point I thought maybe it might be a good kids room, but you know, even kids have to have doors on their bedrooms, and this one doesn't really have. It's just like an open concept, and I just I don't know, I just decided not to make it a kid's room, but I did add a few rundown details and stuff in here. We are coming to the end of the video, so I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. If you got this far, I'm going to add some pictures here at the end so that you guys can see the finished product, because I did do some stuff off camera after I was done filming, because I had, you know, an idea that I wanted to incorporate into this house, and I went with it. I was going to fence off the graveyard, but I decided not to. There is a swing set It's an old creepy one from Life and Death. And here I just, add some details with the terrain paint. And I changed this. This is where I decided to use the sacred candles. So they did happen. But the video is ending, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.